Hello and welcome to EUMETSAT. My name is Ben Loveday, and today, continuing in our series on EUMETSAT's new data services, I'm going to give you an overview on the new EUMETView service. The new EUMETView service, which is currently in its pilot phase, is part of a suite of tools that EUMETSAT is developing to help you, our users, work with big data and our catalogue of products. EUMETView may be familiar to many of our users, but the new service offers improvements not only in how we view our data, but also in how we interact with it. EUMETView encapsulates a web map service, a web coverage service, and a web feature service. Users can interact with these services using Open Geospatial Consortium standard APIs or using a web UI, which is what we will focus on today. So let's take a look at the web user interface. Welcome to the EUMETView landing page. This is the page that users will see when they first log into the service. There are a series of features on this page which I want to describe. The first thing you'll see is a map background. Currently this map has no data on it, as I've removed it for the purposes of this demo. We will add data to the map as we go. On the top left hand side we can see a layers box which controls how we add data to this map. On the top right hand side we can see a series of map controls. At the bottom of the map we can see a timeline bar, and at the top we can see the top menu bar, which gives us information on how we interact with the service. On the top menu bar, the first thing we can see is that we are currently logged in. So my account is called user NRT, and if I put my mouse pointer over the top of this, I can see important information such as how I get to my API key page. This is very important if users want to interact with the service using any of the OGC standard API requests. We have a My Views option. We'll come to this later, but this actually allows us to access the views that we may have saved before or may wish to recall or share with other users. We have a download queue option, and we have our data services mega menu. The mega menu is consistent across all of EUMETSAT's new pilot services and allows us to move between them and access more information on their current status. So we're going to start by adding data to our map. So if I move to the Add Layers button, it will open up a search window that allows us to search for various products. There are three ways in which we can search. The first way is we can click on any of the products that are listed in the product search bar below. I'm going to select a channel here, and I'm going to select the Severi 10.8 micron channel, and I can see listed on these tags that this is a WMS, a web map service product. If I want more information on this product, I can click on the information icon on the left hand side. This provides much more information on the specifics of the product, as well as links to how I would get the capabilities for my WMS API request if I wanted to make one. I can also link to see this product on the product navigator. If I go back to the list, I'm going to add this product to the map. As well as channels, I also have the option to add visualized products or RGB composites to the map. I'm going to add a visualized product, and I'm going to add the precipitation rate. So I can add this to the map. Another way I can search for a product is not by satellite but by theme. If I want to search by theme, my theme options are atmosphere, ocean and weather. So I'm going to add some ocean data, and I'm going to choose the Alchi Level 2 Daily Accumulated Chlorophyll product. Now note that this is a web map product and a web coverage product. We have two services available. The last option I have for searching is I can add a search term in the box at the top. So I want to add some wind data, so I'm going to search for an ASCAT product. And I'm going to add my ASCAT coastal winds at 12 kilometers from METOP B. This has a WFS tag, so this is a web feature service product. Now that I've added all of those to my map, we can see that my map layer has all this data displayed. So now that we've added some layers to our map, the first thing, or likely the next thing we want to do, is manipulate them in some way. So I'm going to start manipulating the layers and showing you how to do that. In the layer bar on the left hand side, we can see that each one of our data layers has a row associated with it. By default, EUMETView will show the topmost row as the top level of data. So the one on the top will show in front of the other rows. We can reorder these if we need to show certain products in front of other products. For example, I've just shown the precipitation product in front of the 10.8 micron channel Severi product. On each one of these bars we have a series of options. We can choose to turn off and on a layer. You can see by manipulating this I'm turning on and off the ASCAT wind product. The small clock shows which is the driving layer. Now the driving layer is important because that controls which layer is currently responsible for moving the product in time. We have a short description, We can link back to the information on a given product. We can actually control how the product is displayed in terms of the color bar we select by clicking on the options icon, and if we wanted to, we can use the small X to remove the product. We can also change the overlay of our map. We can add coastlines if we wish. We can add labels. We can change the base map behind our map, so I'm going to choose OSM Dark, and we can actually change the projection of our map as well. We can choose Geographic, Spherical Mercator, or North Polar. So currently we have the precipitation rate set as our driving layer. That means it's the layer that will control the time bar on the bottom of the web map service. If I move my cursor to the bottom, I can control the time base that I wish to show for this product. Now we're looking at the precipitation rate product, which actually has a time base of 15 minutes. So I'm going to break the time frame down to hours. And we'll see that the time bar at the bottom shows us that we have a series of products available every 15 minutes. Now if I want to step forward and backwards in time in this product, I can use the next time step arrows. And we'll see that we have some changes of how the product is displayed on the screen. The change is quite subtle, as the product only changes every 15 minutes. If I change to a different product, say the ultra-chlorophyll product, we will see that we have a different time base of product. Once we've determined the correct time of the product we want to see, we may want to manipulate our map in terms of space. And we can do this using the map controls on the top right hand side. We can use the icons to zoom in using the plus icon, to zoom out using the minus icon, to toggle full screen of the map, or if we wish to focus on a specific area, we can use the extend drag zoom button to look at somewhere more specific. So I'm just going to draw a box around an area, and EUMETView will zoom in on that area and display the data. Once we've zoomed in on an area, we might want to capture this map. I can do this using the map download button. If I click on this button, we'll see that I have three options of mode for how I want to capture this map. The first mode is the current map view. This will download a compressed image of what you are currently looking at on the screen. The second is the map region view. This will download the full extent of the product you're currently looking at as the driving layer. The third option is the full resolution product. This will download the product that you're currently looking at in the greatest resolution that's currently provided, irrespective of how it's shown on the screen. This is the one that I'm going to select for now. We also need to select which product we want to download. I'm going to take my precipitation rate and the format we want that product in. Now for the first two modes, the map will download instantaneously. For the full resolution product, it will take some time to go away and fetch this data from the server. So if I click download, I will get a request notification to say that currently this is being undertaken by the server, and if I look at the download queue, I have a small number that tells me that currently, if I click on the queue, the download is in process, and now I get another notification saying the download is complete. So if I want, I can now download my full resolution image of that product. I might not want a static map of my product, I might want to animate that product in time. If I click the bottom icon on the map controls view, this will take me to the animate map window. From here, I can animate the view that I'm currently looking at. So I have multiple options here. I can select where I want to start in time and finish in time for my animation, the number of frames per second I want my animation to be produced at, and the time base of the product that I want to sample at. Now I can either choose to play this animation, or I can choose to download it directly. For this example, I'm just going to download the animation directly. I'm going to take the default settings for the resolution and the format of the output, and I'm going to download. And as before, you'll see that this download has been added to my queue because it takes some time to create the animation. And if I look in my queue, we can see I have my previous static map example, which is still there, and I have my new animation example, which is currently in progress. And once we've downloaded this animation, if I click on it and open it, here you can see the short example we've made showing how these layers evolve over time. So EUMETView encapsulates three services: a web map service, a web coverage service, and a web feature service. And the layers we've selected allow us to demonstrate the capability of all three. The web map service, and in this case we have two web map layers. We have the precipitation rate and the high rate Severi IR 10.8 micron channel, solely provide information in terms of a map. The web coverage and web feature services allow us more ways of interrogating the data itself. The first option I'm going to show you is the web coverage service. Now our web coverage product we have here is our Ultra level 2 chlorophyll, and I'm going to turn off all other layers. Now we can solely see the Ultra chlorophyll product, and I'm going to zoom in on an area in the Mediterranean. With the web coverage service product, if I click an individual pixel then the point information box in the bottom right hand side will actually return the value at that pixel. So this tells me that on the 19th of July, from this image, I have a chlorophyll concentration of 0.14 milligrams per meter cubed. Perhaps I want to know how that specific area has evolved in time. If I click the time series icon, then the service will go away and look at, depending on where I select as my search area, it will return a time series of how that specific pixel has evolved for this product. The next service I want to show you is the web feature service. Now the web feature layer that we have is our ASCAT winds. So if I close my chlorophyll product, turn off my chlorophyll layer and turn on viewing my ASCAT winds, and I will zoom out so we can see where the data is for this product. We can see that the ASCAT winds are rendered as small arrows. Feature services are typically used to display vector data. If I zoom in on these arrows, we can see the density of the arrows will change. And if I zoom into the maximal extent, we can see the arrows are actually swapped to wind barbs, so you get different contextual information depending on your layer of zoom. Similar to the web coverage service, if we click on an individual point in the web feature service, it will return us information on that feature. And in this case, it will return us the direction of the wind and the speed of the wind at this point. Now that we've taken a look at all of our layers, perhaps we want to save this view for later use. If we look under the Layers toolbar, we can see that our default view has a little star next to it. This means we've changed something during our process. And actually what we've done is we've added 4 layers and we've interrogated them both in space and both in time and had a look at their capabilities. If I click on the Save Map View icon, I can choose to save this view. So I'm just going to give this a title. I'm just going to call it Demonstration. I'm going to save it in a group. Just going to call it My Group for now, and have a choice of which mode that I save this view as. I have 2 options here. If I choose Event View, then this view will be locked in time to this specific point. If I choose Live View, then this view will update to the latest available product in the driving layer. I'm going to select Event View for now. Now that I've saved my view, I have the option to edit the view if I wish to change it between live and or event. I can share my view with a collaborator. I can clone this view if I wish to make a copy that I can then edit whilst retaining the original. I can set this view as my default, and if I wish, I can delete this view. I can navigate between my views at any point on the layer bar by clicking the arrows to the left and to the right of the name of the current view. That's it for this demonstration. We hope that the EUMETView service will be useful for you and that the capability that we've demonstrated will allow you to better view EUMETSAT's product catalogue. Thanks for your time. Please feel free to check out our channel as more videos will be coming on how to access EUMETSAT's new pilot data services.